Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here. An extremely common question on Reddit has been, what's the best dock for Steam Deck? The fact is, there's no such thing. The best dock out there is the one that's best for you. In this video, we'll look at the price ranges of docks, why they are different prices, and help you choose the cheapest one to meet your needs. I'll even throw some specific recommendations your way. Stick around. To help you find the best, cheapest dock for you, we need to establish a baseline of what all these products share in common before we can talk about how they are different. Every dock has the following. First, it must hold the deck up where you can see it. A dock that doesn't hold the deck up is really just a hub. Second, it needs to have some sort of video out. This is normally HDMI, but it could be DisplayPort or even VGA. Third, it has some form of USB-A ports to allow keyboards, mice, controllers, and flash drives to plug into it. Finally, every dock here has a PD or power delivery input USB-C port to allow the deck to be charged while playing on the dock. We'll call these features the base or base functionality. Now that we have a common ground, we're going to talk about three categories of docks, and we'll use price ranges to help us differentiate. The three categories are under $30, $30 to $60, and finally over $60. The differences in pricing can and often are completely superficial, but feature sets and inclusions can be a differentiator. I have two criteria for recommending docks: price, which is probably the main reason you're here, and personal experience. I won't recommend something I haven't used as a daily driver for at least a few weeks. I find it totally irresponsible to unbox and recommend a product that hasn't been vetted with real-world conditions. Before I make recommendations, let's see what these categories typically represent in the way of dock features and functionality. In the under $30 category, we're going to see what I call base to base plus. That is base functionality with a +1 feature, such as an Ethernet port, DisplayPort, USB-A ports that are 3.0 instead of 2.0. That sort of thing. There may be more than one, and there are incredible docks that fall into this category. What's important to note is that a lot of docks in this category appear to be direct knockoffs of each other, meaning to me that there's one factory in China or somewhere kicking these things out, and companies are buying them and slapping their logo or name on it, often charging more than some other company for what is essentially the same product. Let's just say it's really easy to overpay for a dock for the Steam Deck, depending on your feature needs. The $30 to $60 category is going to be filled with essentially two types of docks: base plus, unique use cases, or simply marked up prices for a dock that has some sort of brand recognition that feels they can get $20+ more for the same dock. Finally, we have the over $60 category, which has docks with heavier features like M.2 drive bays included, and of course the official dock, which gets a bad rap for being overpriced, but I'm going to help offer you a little more level perspective on it. There are other docks in this category that are really overpriced and are base plus, which really belong in a cheaper category and certainly aren't worth your time. Digging into the under 30 docks, there are several to choose from. The best way you don't overspend is to make a list of what plus feature or features you need. Do you need something esoteric like a VGA port? Must you have a microSD card slot? What about DisplayPort, Ethernet port? Do you have a case on your deck? Some docks won't fit a deck with a skin or case on it. Once you know your needs, then you're ready to shop. Let's start with the under $30 docks. The only dock in this category is the one I'm pretty much recommending across the board, regardless of price and functionality. It has a goofy name, but this singly represents the best value to feature ratio, and that is the Bambluby, I'm not making it up, 8-in-1 dock. Not only does it have the base, but also several other pluses, including DisplayPort, VGA port giving you 4 screens possible on your deck top workstation. See what I did there? 3 USB-A 3.0 ports and Ethernet. What makes this dock the best value of all time? Bambluby costs $20 and is Amazon Prime with next day availability. Well, in Phoenix anyway. I've been using this device for 2 weeks as my daily driver and have no issues with it. If you'd like to see a full review, check the description for a link to my full look at this insane deal. Now, for many of you, your journey into this video is over. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell on your way out, and thanks so much for watching. Let's dig into the $30 to $60 docks, though. And there are many to choose from, almost like availability paralysis. If you made that checklist earlier, you should have no issue finding the right dock here. But I warn you, with peace and love, compare anything you find here against the Bambluby first, the one I mentioned earlier. A lot of docks in this range carry a hefty price tag for no really good reason. I'm going to recommend 2 from this price range. I've used both of them as longtime daily drivers and have reviews for both of them in the description below. The first is the NewQ Pro. This is a base plus unit that features USB-A 3.0 ports, 2 of them, and a micro SD card slot. It is a unique clip-on design that uses a kickstand that makes it quite useful for travelers that want to take it with them. Those looking to tote a Windows to Go micro SD card for on-the-go play of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, this could be your go-to dock. I would watch my full review on this neat, different dock and see if it's for you. At $35, it won't break the bank. Next up, the UPTOHIGH 6-in-1 docking station is $37, and it is a plus dock based on the inclusion of an Ethernet port and 3 USB-A 3.0 ports. It fits decks with cases and performed quite well as my daily driver. Again, though, I would point you to the Bambluby as a better overall value. Honorable mention goes to the JSAUX HB0603 6-in-1 dock, which is, unfortunately, $45, a decent amount higher than the UPTOHIGH dock, as well as double the price of the Bambluby. I did use this as my daily driver for some time and found it to be an excellent dock. I just think JSAUX is pricing these things a little bit high based on the familiarity of their name in the Steam Deck world. Finally, we have the over $60 category, which includes docks that have advanced features or inclusions such as M.2 drive bays or included power adapters. If you're looking for a recommendation on a Steam Deck dock that features an SSD M.2 drive slot, unpopulated of course, the one I've aggressively tested is the UPTOHIGH 7-in-1 dock. Priced at $91, it is not the cheapest of the group, but it is within about $10 or so of the next cheapest item. The reason, of course, that I recommend this is because I've used it as my daily driver for several weeks, including running Windows off the SSD I put in. It drops one of the USB-A 3.0 ports for a USB-A 2.0 port, but otherwise you're good to go. If anybody has experience with the cheaper Cam Geet or Hun Yolin, both under $80, please drop your experiences in the comments below and let us know. My last recommendation for this category, of course, is the official Steam Deck dock from Valve. Now, people balk at the $90 price point, but bear with me for just a moment. You're not wrong to balk at it, but let me just give you a slightly different look at it. Included with the Steam Deck dock is the official OEM Steam Deck charging brick, which costs at least $25 on its own from iFixit. That's before shipping and handling. That makes the dock figuratively $65, which still doesn't quite drop it into the next tier down, and nor does it really show a ton of plus outside of USB-A 3.0 ports and a DP 1.4 port, and most docks with display ports are 1.2. It doesn't work with decks with cases on or protective skins. So it doesn't really sound like the greatest deal, especially when it's overpriced. But what it does have is Valve's seal of approval and constant updates. This doesn't mean much to everyone, but it does mean something to me. I know that Valve stands behind it. It's going to get patches and upgrades. When new updates for the deck come out that could cause problems with the docks, I know Valve is going to have the dock patched right along with it. There is value in knowing your product has first-party support. Is that first-party support essentially worth $45? Maybe, maybe not. The ROI, or return on investment, of a first-party dock certainly hasn't been realized yet, nor may it ever be. Time will tell. But along with the dozen or so other docks that rotate through my testing area and are subsequently given away to friends and family that get a deck, the official one is going to stay with me. So now you have all the data you need to make an informed decision. My go-to recommendation at the time of this video is the $20 Bambluby dock. It's cheap, feature-rich, and available on Amazon. If portability is your focus, get the NewQ Pro. You want an M2 capable dock? Grab the UPTOHIGH. The best dock is the one that has the features you need and the lowest possible price, tested by someone you trust. If I helped you out, hit that like button, subscribe, and of course ding the bell. Leave a comment about your favorite dock and why. It will help others make an informed decision. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks always so much for watching, and take care.